Hello, I'm the Queen. As this new novel coronavirus sweeps the globe and many civilians are being forced to stay at home and self-isolate, I'm aware that, hence the name, this is indeed a very novel lifestyle for many of you. As someone who has been sitting around doing bugger all for many years now, I thought I would take this opportunity to share with you some of the ways in which I like to pass the time. First off, if you're really bored, why not try a new look? I gave myself a home perm with a purple rinse, and I believe it is rather fetching, if I do say so myself. Another thing I like to do is call a local establishment on the telephone and ask to speak to Mr. Gosh. They will say, "Oh, you'd like to speak to Mr. Gosh?" And I will say, "That's right, I'm looking for a huge ass." And then I hang up before they recognize my voice. Alternatively, you could call your local establishment and ask to speak to Mr. Wall. And if they tell you, "I'm sorry, there are no walls here," you simply say, "Well, what the hell is holding up your roof then?" Another thing I like to do is write "help" on my bedroom window and stare out of it with a gag tied around my mouth in the hopes that my neighbors might think I'm getting abducted. Unfortunately, I live in a castle, and the closest neighbors can't even see my front gate. But for those of you who are fortunate enough to live in, say, an apartment complex, and who are getting absolutely desperate for some kind of human interaction besides that of your butlers, this could be just the ticket to give you and your neighbors quite the chuckle. In times of uncertainty and strife, the British never underestimate the power of sheer will, perseverance, and a cocktail before noon. With that, I give you my blessings and bottoms up to the Queen.